Uh, I guess you could say I was just a simple shepherd boy. Never thought I'd become a legend. But every story has a beginning, and mine started in a sun-drenched valley, where the grass was always greener on the other side of the hill.
Come on, fellas, let's find some greener pastures.
I spent my days leaping from rock to rock, always on the lookout for new adventures. But the biggest adventure of my life was about to cast its shadow over everything I knew. It was a shadow so vast, it seemed to swallow the sun itself.
Whoa, what's that?
Remember, my boy, true strength comes not from size, but from the heart and mind.
Sure thing, old-timer. I'll keep that in mind next time I'm herding sheep.
I didn't understand it then, but those words would soon mean everything to me.
Goliath, the Philistine giant. He's challenging our warriors.
Ha 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 ha.
And just like that, my simple life as a shepherd boy was about to change forever. Little did I know, the path ahead would lead me to face a challenge bigger than any mountain, fiercer than any lion, and more daunting than the darkest night. But sometimes the smallest stone can topple the mightiest giant. You know, looking back, I'm not sure what possessed me to volunteer. Maybe it was courage, maybe it was stupidity. Probably a bit of both.
And I'll face Goliath!
Oh no, you won't. You're just a boy.
Yeah, right. Maybe if we disguise you as a sheep, Goliath will run away in terror.
As I set out on my journey, the weight of my decision heavy on my small shoulders, I had no idea what awaited me. But sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can have the biggest impact.
Easy. Excuse me, Your Majesty. I'd like to volunteer to fight Goliath.
Ha! Did you hear that? The little shepherd wants to fight.
I may be small, but I'm pretty handy with this sling. Wanna see?
And that's when things got interesting. Let me tell you, those soldiers were in for a surprise.
Well, that's quite a talent you've got there, boy.
Sometimes, to win the big battles, you've got to start by winning the small ones. And boy, did I have a big battle ahead of me. But for the first time, I started to believe I might just have a chance. Shatur. So, there I was. Me, this scrawny shepherd kid, facing off against a guy so big, he probably used redwoods as toothpicks.
Is this a joke? They send a little boy to fight me? I've seen scarier dust bunnies.
I'm D. David, and I'm here to defeat you. Nailed it. Totally intimidating.
Look, I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes you've just gotta go for it, you know? Like when you pretend to know the lyrics at a concert.
You? Defeat me? That's hilarious, little one. What are you going to do? Bore me to death with sheep facts?
Okay, David, you've got this. Just like skipping stones on the pond. Except, you know, the stone is your only hope of survival, and the pond is trying to kill you. No pressure.
I'd love to say I was calm and collected, but honestly, I was terrified. Goliath's words felt like they were physically pushing me back.
I'll crush you like an insect, boy. You'll be nothing but a smear on my sandal.
Whoa, that was close. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. Should have stayed in bed today.
And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, you know, like when you think you've hit rock bottom and then someone throws you a shovel.
Come on, be a stone, be a stone. Why is being a stone so hard for you?
Time to end this, little one. Any last words? Maybe Ba?
In that moment, my whole life flashed before my eyes. My family, my flock, my village, everything I was fighting for. It was like the world's fastest, most terrifying slideshow. But it also reminded me of who I was and why I was there. Sometimes, help comes from the most unexpected places. And sometimes, you've just got to take a leap of faith. Or in my case, a really good shot.
All right, Goliath, let's dance. And by dance, I mean let me throw a rock at your face.
You know, they say time slows down in moments like these. They're right. It's like the whole world holds its breath.
Please hit, please hit, please hit. I promise I'll never complain about shepherd duty again if this hits.
But you're just a kid.
David!
You know, standing there looking at Goliath sprawled out like a felled tree, I couldn't believe what just happened. But even with all the changes, some things stayed the same. And you know what? That strength was there all along. In me, in those kids, in all of us. Sometimes it just takes a giant problem to bring it out. I never imagined my life would turn out this way. You see, it all began on a morning just like any other, when I was nothing but a young shepherd boy with my harp and my flock.
Remember, lad, true greatness often comes from the most unexpected places.
Thank you, but I'm just happy tending my sheep.
Look at little David, thinking he's so special with his music.
I may be small, but I can still protect our flock.
In that moment, facing death to save a single lamb, I felt something awaken inside me. Something greater. You see, life has a way of surprising you. On that fateful day, a stranger arrived and everything changed.
Look at that. Who do you think he is?
I have come to anoint one of your sons as the future king.
Surely you mean one of my older sons?
Are these all your sons?
Well, there's the youngest, David. But he's just a shepherd boy.
I remember my heart pounding as I was called in from the fields.
This is the one. The Lord doesn't see as humans see. He looks at the heart.
But I'm just a boy. How can I be a king? I accept this calling.
And just like that, my journey from shepherd to king had begun. But oh, the challenges that lay ahead. Life at the royal court was, well, nothing like I'd imagined. A world of hidden dangers beneath its glittering surface.
Ah, your music brings peace to my troubled mind, young David.
That was amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
In Jonathan, I found a true friend. But as my reputation grew, so did the king's unease.
Have you seen how the people love him? More than the king himself.
I should have seen it coming, but I was young and naive. The day King Saul's jealousy exploded, it nearly cost me everything.
Your Majesty, why?
As I stared at the spear embedded in the wall, I realized my journey to the throne would be far more perilous than I ever imagined. The day I faced Goliath, it's etched in my memory like a fever dream. The air was thick with fear, and our kingdom's fate hung by a thread.
Is there no one brave enough to face me?
I will go.
The words left my mouth before I could think. But as I approached the battlefield, doubt crept in like a shadow.
What am I doing? I'm just a shepherd boy.
In that moment, I felt smaller than ever before. The weight of everyone's expectations threatened to crush me. But then, I remembered who I was and why I was there.
The Lord who rescued me from the lion will deliver me from this giant.
As I stood before Goliath, I knew this moment would define not just my future, but the future of my people. It was time to become the king I was meant to be. The moment I faced Goliath, it was as if time itself held its breath.
Ha ha ha! Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?
You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord.
In that moment, I felt the hand of destiny guiding my aim.
I did it.
The rest, as they say, is history. The Philistines fled, and suddenly, I was no longer just David the shepherd boy. The path to the throne wasn't easy, but each challenge shaped me into the king I needed to be. And so, the shepherd boy became a king. But you know what? Even as I ruled a nation, I never forgot those early mornings with my flock, my harp, and the simple wisdom of an old shepherd.